All right guys, Jason, Fender Garage. We're doing Shop Talk, episode 9, I'm told. And I'll take you around this time, and we're gonna go a little bit kind of an in-depth discussion on a few projects, not all of them, but a few that we're working on. So we're gonna walk over and see a Bronco, but I wanna show you this little Godzilla motor that we have. This is a Godzilla motor, dual alternator. We've got our first prototype brackets installed. We're gonna be ready here in about a week to kind of put some of this hardware in production. Now, this basically is a tough fit, but we got it to fit. There's a lot that has to happen here, but we've managed to make it work. You can use the factory manifolds that come here for exhaust, and you're ready to go. Right now, we got Dallas here. He's been helping us design and fit our steering columns and coming out with a good column that fits, and we pretty much got one that we feel that fits a little bit better than just the factory one. The difference is with steering columns is everybody's a different size, and so we're going to have two variations to this. You're going to have a 28-inch and a 30-inch, and that will actually have a bracket on there. And to give those taller guys just a little bit more room, they can get a 28-inch, and then the guys that maybe are short like me, maybe you want a 30-inch. And so just kind of depends on, you know, your size and whether or not, you know, what it is you're doing. If you're doing bucket seats, you might want the 28-inch column anyways. And so pretty cool. We're working on the AC system right now. We're gonna have a full kit here within the next 2 to 3 weeks where you can purchase it, and everything will be kind of a package deal. You'll get your AC balance. You're gonna get all the little parts to make all this work and simplify it. And it will work with a Coyote, a Godzilla, or just your factory AC truck that you're putting together. You can actually just put that together without the compressor. That, you know, you don't have to buy that from us, but all the other components will work as well. But let's go take a look at this Bronco that the guy's been working on. As usual, what happens is a guy says, I just want to put a Coyote in a Bronco. It's snowballed and snowballed, and now we've pretty much redoing everything. He's getting brand new axles under here, some new Danas, best of the best going under here, and he's got a lot of cool stuff he's been working on. So Andy, we've had this motor in, we've moved it over, we've positioned this a ton, and it's been a lot of work, obviously.
Yeah, so his Hero 3 transfer case, in order to get it to clock up and give him more ground clearance, we actually had to shift the motor over quite a bit.
As far as we could, really.
Yeah, we actually had this motor in, ready to go, and then that's where everything changed.
Everything snowballed, and one thing just led to another, to another, and you're like, geez, we just wanted a little more ground clearance, and then we ended up, now we got custom headers being built, so...
Yeah, we had to do some stuff with the starter, I guess, what would you call that, the starter flange? We had to modify and drill and tap it. The header on the passenger side is really, really tight, as you can imagine. It's already tight.
That's what you're working on right now, is headers, right?
Yeah, this is the easy side. The hard side's already done. I'm gonna get this pretty close, and then I'll actually pull it out and I'll finish it off on the table.
Jeremy, what is it you're making here?
Just looks like a little
airbox. Okay.
Airbox, intake. Trying to get it all squared up.
So obviously I know the purpose of an airbox and why we do this, but why don't you help explain this to those people that are watching, like, hey, what the hell are they doing here?
Well, our purpose of the airbox is mainly to keep the engine bay heat off of the intake air.
Okay.
So this particular box is actually snorkeled out the front, so it'll take fresh air from outside the engine bay and pull it into the box and put it in the motor.
So fresh air is going to come through here, suck into the box, and then provide cooler air than here.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's very difficult, if you look at this, is when the hood shuts down, it's like it's not breathing very well. It's hard to keep all that heat just kind of disseminating everywhere. And then this, if it's just open, we've learned that it just kind of sucks in that hot air, which makes for not as good a running vehicle as you'd like.
Yes.
Definitely runs hotter. It's just safer on the motor all the way around.
Yeah, it keeps the IATs down for the technical people.
Those tuners really
intake air temperatures.
They get really wound up about that every time. Like,
colder air makes more power.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's kind of what we're working on. So it looks like you've just about got this wrapped up.
Oh yeah.
What, another 3 weeks?
No. 3 hours.
3 hours. Okay. All right. If you come, put your camera down in here, you can kind of see how tight this is, and we've actually got a header tucked in there. We'll come over here and look. We are really just, you know, a fingers right here, and we've got this header that's all been built up, mocked up, test fit. You know, Andy's done a good job at getting this in there. from that other header on the other side, we'll come over here and do the 2 into 1 on this side, and then we'll finish running it the rest of the way out. But it looks really good. I think we are going to weld up any little extra holes. We're going to take this frame and have it blasted, repowder coated. We'll re-undercoat everything up here so it's like a brand new Bronco when he gets it. We don't think we're going to have to paint it, but
he's very particular about he knows every detail about this thing. I talk to him multiple times a day, every day. He's very, very detailed. He knows exactly what he wants.
Well, he also knows the Bronco because he built it.
I feel like he should be here with us building it.
Yeah.
He's very, very smart.
He will send us drawings.
Yeah, I have
stuff. He's really into it.
I have the Hackett full of everything that me and him going back and forth on. These are all his drawings. These are our drawings that we have a little bit better drawings. So this is the cross member that we came up with, and then this is rendering 1, and then rendering 2 we added another bushing so that it actually moves. It's kind of a 2-piece cross member.
Gives that transfer case more support.
Yeah,
which we were trying to do, but he literally is.
He's on top of it.
He's on top of it. He knows exactly what he wants, which is actually kind of cool.
It is.
Sometimes he doesn't know what he wants until we get there.
Yeah, it's dialogue, so we're bouncing ideas back and forth, and it makes it really, really fun. He's a great guy to deal with.
Yeah, super awesome, super awesome. So we've got this raised up on the Bronco. You can see we've got our AC box up a little bit higher. We just kind of mimicked these in the top, and we've got the ECU hidden behind here, and so this kind of cleans it up a little bit. This is actually a Gen 3 motor in here, and so it's got the high pressure fuel pump right here, so a little bit different than the Gen 2, about 30 more horsepower. So we'll go onto the back and check out a couple more things that we're working on. So we've got this Oasis compressor back here that will bolt in here, and we'll put some rubber isolators underneath it. And we got a little tank. We built a little tank for it, didn't we?
Yeah, there's a tank mounted underneath.
So tank.
The idea is that we want to be able to wire this to a switch, and then we'll have a pressure switch somewhere probably on the tank to where once he turns it on, it gets a certain pressure, and then the compressor will shut off on its own. This is just a little heat shield just in case it runs.
Yeah.
Because that's a massive compressor. But up underneath on the frame rail, there's a little aluminum tank that will be plumbed into, and then
so this will just probably Cerakote this for heat.
Yeah, for sure. That's all it was.
And
it's
then
just
we'll wrap this in the leather, but this will provide a heat shield from the material.
It just looked very unfinished without it. Charlie was working on some brackets for the seat belts and everything like that. That'll work in conjunction with all of that stuff.
One thing, there's Charlie. You know, you work on one thing, and then that decision compounds and affects other things. And so one person thinks, hey, let's just mount a compressor back here, and then it's like, well, yeah, but what about, you know?
Yeah, that's the cool thing about working with other guys is that you can kind of bounce ideas back and forth, and that way nothing looks unfinished. And every time we put this compressor back here, we're just like, yeah, but what about, there's a giant gap in between the lower seat and the upper back part of the seat. So we wanted it to look a little bit more finished and a little bit more professional, and put those beads in there to match the front.
All right, so this is our GT100. Justin's been working on this thing.
Hugo.
Okay.
He's Hugo.
Hugo.
It says it right here in the bottom of the corner of the screen.
Yes. Hugo's been working on this rear diffuser, which has been a ton of work, and so there's some interesting things about it that there's really a lot going on in this diffuser. And so we're gonna have him kind of explain some of the stuff that's been going on. This is a factory 56 F100 tailgate, but as it's been GT inspired, we used our Polmax to actually put the GT-100 in it. So tell us a little bit more about some of the details and what's going on back here, and how we got here.
Well, I wanted to put this in. We were just gonna bring out an eyebrow to kind of copy the front, but then you came up with how the modern trucks are all embossed and they have this depression zone on the new Super Duties and the new F-150s, and we kind of ran with it. Once we talked about it, making all this was actually made the whole tailgate just look more modern, plus doing all this hammer mold stuff on the Polmax has made the whole truck give it its actual name. I don't know if GT100 has been used before, but we're gonna run with it because it looks good. It just ties in with the whole diffuser, where the truck obviously just had this big bumper back here for putting a hitch on it. He's not gonna be towing, hopefully. So we decided to have Trevor design up LED sequential taillights This is the mold. So we're gonna pour acrylic in here. Glued to here eventually would be LED boards. I think we're gonna have, what, 7 segments?
Something like
Six
that,
or 7.
yeah.
I don't, that's more electronic thing. I'm more of a metal guy. So these will fit in here. And they'll go all the way to the bottom. We'll bolt them from the back side. All of the wiring will be inside, so when he turns right, it'll be sequential all the way out. It'll just give it that modern look for a vehicle built in 1956.
And then this piece actually is a 3D printed piece that we made of what the acrylic will actually look like. And so when we get down to it, we'll actually reprint it one more time perfectly, and then we'll make a silicone mold, and we'll do like a red acrylic resin, and we'll pour this to make an LED.
Yep. We'll do a little bit of sandblasting too to filter it.
But essentially, this is what this will be. Is this will slip in there. We'll bodywork everything to fit just perfectly. We still got some more little hammer dolly work that's still got to be done, but pretty cool. Back here, you can see he's got this kind of Frenched in the license plate, and then we got a rear backup camera. You can see that right there, and so that actually provides some visibility back here. Up on the screen, so pretty cool stuff. Definitely like not easy to make. I mean, this stuff just takes time, but I haven't seen another one like it, and this thing's gonna be pretty badass when it's done. All right, let's go back to the body shop and we'll see what they're doing. I know they've got a few projects they're working on, and that's probably all we'll do today because I gotta get back to work. I turned 49 today, so this is the last year of the 40s. Next year, 50, so turning 50 is gonna suck next year, so luckily it's only 49. But anyways, going out to dinner with my family tonight, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Had a lot of good birthday wishes, so that's enough about me. All right, so we're back here with Chris. He's getting this hood about ready to be, looks a little wet sanding. Got it dialed in.
Yep.
He's got a little hard acrylic block right here he's using, making sure everything's perfect. No lines gouged in it or anything like that. That didn't happen. Anyway, so getting this good, we put it in the booth and we get this thing shot. It's already painted on the bottom side, but we're just making sure the top side is good. Yep. So he's also been working on this today. This belongs to one of our customers that, again, snowballed a little bit. He just wanted to put a Coyote motor. This was a long bed truck. It was gonna be a twin I-beam chassis. And along the way, he's like, man, I really wanna drive the heck out of this thing. So short bed, brand new Fat Fender Garage / Porterville chassis that's going underneath this. And so before we put it all together, we thought we'd clean the firewall up. So what have you been working on today?
So the cab came back here today. Had all the welding done. Nice filler panel made.
There was quite a bit of rust that had to be repaired.
Yeah, up underneath.
All this right here was so rusted out that the firewall, you could actually just push it and it was disconnected. But Daniel took care of that.
Yep, so the fab guys knocked out all the sheet metal work. Just came back here into the body shop, cleaned it up, did a little filler work. Should be in primer tomorrow. We'll block that out again and get some color.
Get some color on it, awesome. And then we'll bury it in a ton of primer, polyester, whatever we decide to spray on it. Just get it buried and then try to just leave that enough, let it dry for a day or two, and then we'll block all that out, and then we'll stick it in the color and we'll shoot it. And we'll color match this color right here so it all looks fresh and brand new. But anyways, it's then we'll actually undercoat everything. We'll put like a spray bed liner underneath everything, kind of protect the bottom a little bit better, make sure it's nice and clean. So put it on the chassis. It'll be killing it back here.
Thank you.
Luis?
Shop talk with Jason?
Shop talk with Jason and Luis. We're close, right? I think we're gonna paint the inside of the cab tomorrow.
Yep.
Luis is excited because this has been a long process. Unfortunately, to get it to look as good as this thing's gonna look, it took a little extra work. I think it'll make the truck just that much nicer when it's all put together. But anyway, so he's just sanding the inside, going through it. What are you finishing it off at?
400.
400?
400.
What do you think? How's it gonna look?
Perfect.
Perfect?
Got Fender Garage quality.
Fat Fender Garage quality.
Luis low-key quality.
Low key, look at my eyelashes. Sanding overhead.
Luis has got just a good attention to detail, and he's put that in his heart and soul into this thing, and I expect nothing but perfection when it's done. So super excited about this one. We're gonna sneak over here and put Hope on camera. All right, you seen Carissa? This is Hope. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi, Carissa.
Hi.
Hope. They love to be on camera.
Oh,
It's her
absolutely.
favorite thing.
Yep.
And she's really comfortable with it. She's not bashful or shy.
Me? No, not at all.
She's a lady that you gotta pay if you wanna have stuff done here. She takes your money.
Yeah.
And she pays all the guys, right?
Absolutely.
So everybody likes her or hates her. Just depends on.
Nobody hates me.
Everyone loves her.
Nobody hates me. Maybe you do.
We like Hope.
I know.
We
And
like
it's
him.
his birthday today, so.
Enough. We're just finishing up a few vehicles. This one, like a day's worth of work. We'll talk about this. We'll express a little vulnerability here. We finished this truck up about 5 months ago. It was a truck we'd actually started a long time ago. The wiring wasn't perfect. It was wired by someone about a year and a half ago. Nobody works there anymore. And I was uncomfortable with it. I had a couple problems. And so I asked the customer, I said, hey, just ship it back to me. We'll take care of it all. Just give me some time to do it. So we did. I actually paid to completely rewire the whole entire truck so that there wouldn't be any issues. The guys did a really good job. We've tightened up all the little loose ends, and we just gotta polish it all up, go put some miles on it, and we're ready to ship this thing. So hopefully the next 2 to 3 weeks, as we get some time, we'll wrap that thing up. This one in here, we had a little scratch on the door jamb as we were wrapping it up. The striker plate actually moved. It's scratched the paint up, so we're actually gonna paint that up today, and then we're basically a little bit of cut and buff on it, and we're done with that truck and get that out of here. We put a new carbon fiber drive shaft in it. So anyways, let's walk over here and see what we got on this trailer that came in. That's kind of cool. Well, there it is. This is our chassis. As you can see, it has just come back from powder coat. This is for the twin turbo truck, and they've got this all done, so which is super cool. We can kind of get this in place and start getting we got a few more parts that are still coming, but we can start getting this kind of laid out and get ready to start assembling this chassis probably next week by the time we get all the other parts ready to go. So this is kind of a light beige frame, a little bit different than some other stuff we've done. I guess it's not beige, it's kind of a gray. It's like a gray beige. It's not white. It's basically it matches the interior leather of the truck, and so this will look super cool. I'm excited to kind of get this moving. That's the truck that in the back that Luis is working on, getting ready to paint. That will actually go on here, so probably we'll see that cab painted on here in about 3 weeks. We've actually got a lot of the wiring done, and so it's going to be super awesome. That's it. That's a wrap. Shop Talk 9. It's my first time doing it. Chris and Jack, they mostly handle all the Shop Talk stuff, and I thought I'd jump in on the one and do one, so just to see what it was like. Birthday episode. I'm sure they'll be taking over doing more, but subscribe to our channel to stay up with updates. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. If you have any questions, comment below, and that's it. See you next time.